Dear students, good afternoon. You are reading electrochemistry and it is the third period of electrochemistry. Initially you have read about limiting molar conductance, etc. And you have also read Coloros law is used to determine the limiting molar conductance of a weak electrolyte. So question is asked, what is Coloros law? It states that the conductance of a weak electrolyte is equal to the sum of the conductance of all the cations and anions. It can be indicated as lambda naught m is equal to V plus lambda naught m or only lambda naught plus V minus lambda naught minus. One is lambda naught plus, other is lambda naught minus. One is V plus, other is V minus. Now, what is V plus lambda naught plus V minus lambda naught minus? V plus is the number of cations. V minus is the number of anions. Lambda naught plus is the number of the conductivity or limiting molar conductivity of a weak cation, and lambda naught minus is the conductivity of weak anion or limiting molar conductance of weak anion. That is written here. Now, application of Coloros law. What is application of Coloros law, or what are the uses of Coloros law? It is used to determine the conductance of a weak electrolyte or conductance of unknown cations or anions or degree of dissociation of a weak electrolyte. It is also used to determine the degree of dissociation of a weak electrolyte like acetic acid, ammonium hydroxide, ferrous chloride, etc. Degree of dissociation is indicated by alpha. Alpha symbol, it is alpha. Degree of dissociation is generally indicated by alpha. Now, you can say what is weak electrolyte while you have read, and here Coloros law is used only for weak electrolyte. So what is weak electrolyte? Weak electrolytes are electrolytes that dissociate very less. For example, acetic acid, hydrogen carbonate, it is also known as carbonic acid. It is the important term. So you can understand weak electrolyte clearly by seeing this diagram. This diagram clearly indicates that one is acetic acid, and acetic acid dissociates as CH3 COO minus plus H plus, as it dissociates partially. So here it is clearly seen that particles are combined together, means very few particles dissociates as CH3 COO minus and H plus. Now, for the dissociation of acetic acid, means acetic acid dissociates. So how can you understand it easily? CH3COOH, when it is added in water, then it converts into acetate ion CH3COO minus and H plus. Initial concentration of acetic acid is suppose C. C is the concentration mole per liter, means C moles dissolved in 1 liter. And initially the particles of acetate ion is 0 and particle of hydrogen ion is 0, means before adding in water. Now after time t, when water is added in it, then it is observed that alpha particle dissociates and alpha particle of acetate ion is indicated. It means alpha particles of hydrogen ion will also be observed, means number of acetate ion is alpha and number of hydrogen ion is alpha, and hence undissociated particles will be 1 minus alpha. As concentration is C, so the dissociated ion will be C alpha for 1 m alpha and for C mole C alpha, for C mole C alpha. So the concentration of undissociated acetic acid will be C minus C alpha. No problem in it. Now by using law of mass action that you have read in class 9, dissociation constant of acid, that is indicated by Ka, will be what? Ka is equal to concentration of acetate ion into concentration of hydrogen ion by concentration of acetic acid, means concentration of undissociated acetic acid. You have read in numerator products are written and in denominator reactants are written. So what is the value of here acetate ion, hydrogen ion or undissociated ion? It is given here. So it is equal to C alpha into C alpha hydrogen by C minus C alpha, or we can write C square alpha square by C into 1 minus alpha. C is common here and it C and 1 C cancel, so it will be equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. Now what is alpha? You have read alpha is the degree of dissociation. What is the degree of dissociation? It is the ratio of molar conductance and limiting molar conductance. Molar conductance lambda m by lambda naught m, means it is not essential to write here C while C is given here. Lambda m C indicates molar conductance and lambda naught m indicates limiting molar conductance. It is the value of alpha. So what will be the value of Ka? You have read Ka is equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. So only you have to put the value of alpha, that is lambda m by lambda naught m. It is equal to C into lambda m by lambda naught m square, because here there is alpha square, by 1 minus alpha, means 1 minus lambda m by lambda naught m. It will be equal to what? C into lambda m square by lambda naught m square, and again 1 minus lambda m by lambda naught m. Here lambda m is common, so take common lambda m. Then what happens? Here there will be, if it is divided by 1, then it will be lambda m minus lambda naught m equal to, or we can write Ka is equal to what here? C into lambda m square by lambda naught m into lambda naught m minus lambda m, means lambda not m is here common, means lambda m is taken here in above, so lambda m and lambda m will be cancelled. This lambda not m and lambda not m is cancelled, no problem in it. So it is Ka is equal to C into lambda m square by lambda not m into lambda not m minus lambda m. It is the value. Now there is other question. Now the molar conductivity of a strong electrolyte can be calculated by the following formula that you have seen in the plotted graph. And now see here what is the equation. Lambda m is equal to lambda not m minus a c per power half, means a under root c. You can write a c half a under root c, where lambda m molar conductance, lambda not m is limiting molar conductance, a is constant, it depends on nature of the solution as well as temperature, and c is the concentration of electrolyte. Now next topic is electrochemical molar conductance is found experimentally. How it can found experimentally? If lambda not m limiting molar conductance can be found by Collatz law. If limiting molar conductance determined, then experimentally molar conductance will also be determined, and using the formula Ka is equal to that you have seen, C alpha square by 1 C into 1 minus alpha. Now next topic is electrochemical cell. It is also called coulometer. What is electrochemical cell or coulometer? It is the cell in which chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. The first electrochemical cell is made by Alexandro Volta using copper, zinc and dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid as electrolyte and zinc and copper rod are used as electrode. Now see the diagram here of electrochemical cell made by Alexandro Volta. He used copper rod and zinc rod. It is zinc rod and it is copper rod as electrode, and here dilute sulfuric acid is used as electrolyte, and he connected a bulb using connecting wire through copper rod and zinc rod. Then he observed that chemical reaction takes place in between the zinc and sulfuric acid, and it is redox reaction. Copper does not take part in chemical reaction because copper is less reactive than hydrogen, so Cu plus H2SO4 will be no reaction, but Zn, zinc plus sulfuric acid, react with each other and form zinc sulfate, and it loses electron. That electron moves from zinc to copper rod, and on the basis of convention, it is only convention that electron is negatively charged, so current is positively charged. Electron moves from zinc rod to copper rod, so current moves from copper rod to zinc rod. As so hydrogen gas evolves, zinc loses electron, it is clear, and electron moves from zinc rod to copper rod, and current moves from copper rod to zinc rod, and hence it is called positive terminal. Why positive terminal? Because current is positively charged and current moves from copper rod to zinc rod, and zinc rod is called here negative terminal. What is meaning of negative terminal? Electron is negatively charged and hence it is called negative terminal because electron moves from zinc to copper. It is clear? Current moves from copper to zinc, so positive terminal. Electron moves from zinc to copper, so it is negative terminal. But when the electron moves, means electron is removed by zinc, or electron moves from zinc rod to copper rod, then zinc acquires positive charge, and hence this zinc rod is now act as anode. Why anode? Because here negatively charged particles means anion comes at anode. What is anion here? Here is anion SO4 minus minus. So SO4 minus minus moves towards zinc rod and hence it acts as anode. So there is confusion. Anode is positively charged and here it is written negative charge. So both are written due to different reasons. Negative terminal, movement of electron, and anode because anion comes at zinc rod. Just like hydrogen H plus that moves towards copper rod and evolves as hydrogen gas. So it is clear the reaction takes place in between zinc and sulfuric acid only, not copper. Only copper acts as electrode, but reaction does not take place. It completes the circuit. If copper rod is not given, then bulb does not glow. And how you can say that current flows? Because Alexandro Volta observed that the bulb starts to glow. Why bulb starts to glow? Means bulb light. If bulb lights, it means current flows from any rod, and it is clear current flows from copper to zinc and electron flows from zinc to copper through the bulb. So bulb glows. And next equation. Now what is the reaction or what will be the equation? As you have read, see the chemical reaction. As you have read, only zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, but copper does not. It converts into zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas evolves. It has charge 0, zinc has charge 2 plus, sulfate has charge 2 minus, hydrogen 1 plus, zinc 0. So it clearly indicates that there is no change in the charge of sulfate. Means sulfate ion neither shows oxidation reaction nor reduction reaction, but it is redox reaction. So why it is redox reaction? Because zinc is oxidized from 0 to plus. So zinc shows here oxidation reaction because it loses electrons, and loss of electron is called oxidation. And now hydrogen gains that both electron and converts into H2. So it shows a reduction reaction. As you have read, if oxidation and reduction both take place simultaneously, then that is called what? Redox reaction. So in electrochemical cell, redox reaction takes place, and zinc here used as reducing agent, and hydrogen means sulfuric acid acts as oxidizing agent. So one is reducing agent, other is oxidizing agent. What is non-redox reaction? In which neither oxidation nor reduction takes place, means charge does not change. If charge does not change, then what happens? Movement of electrons does not take place, and hence current does not flow. So current flows only in redox reaction. So Alexandro Volta explained the redox reaction as electrochemical cell. Is it clear? No problem in it. Now rest in next class. Have a nice day and read it carefully.